What is up, guys? Welcome. Crypto FUD. And oh my gosh, what happened today? What happened today? Well, we're definitely going to check everything out. We saw a dramatic drop today. Not just for Milady, but for the whole market, right? The whole market really just, it's all a massive drop. And we're going to map it out today. See what's going on and, see what we have as far as in store for us coming up here in the future. Let's get some of these moving averages on. I'm going to give it a few minutes or a few seconds just to kind of see if or wait for everybody to kind of trickle in. But in the meantime, I hope everybody had a great holiday. What's up, Scorpion, and what's up, Clayton? How you guys doing today? All right, so wow, you guys saw the dip today. Who caught that dip? Vaclovius, what's up? Oh yeah, BTC definitely crashed the whole market. Well, it wasn't like a crazy crash, but it definitely was a big move today. If you guys remember yesterday's stream, I was like, something's about to happen. You could feel it on the horizon. I was kind of thinking it was going to be more towards the upside, just because the volume was, as far as like the 24-hour volume for the whole crypto market was down like crazy, right? So I was thinking, the holidays, everybody's been kind of, consumed with being with family and, just busy as, it should be, right? So I was thinking, we go into Monday and most likely we're going to see some big moves, probably with a lot of influx of volume coming in, right? Well, I didn't realize the volume was going to be negativity as far as going down and the big sell. So let's check out a couple things. So first things first is obviously Milady right now sitting at around 73. We saw this massive drop, right? I mean, this was a probably one of the biggest candles I've seen Milady form ever, if not, ever. I think the only other candle that was more dramatic was this green candle right here. That was a 53% move to the upside, right, when we were pumping. Other than that, this candle right here, and we'll see. So from where we were at when this candle actually dropped, it was about a 30% drop. I mean, it was almost instantaneously, right? I saw the drop and I couldn't even hit the buy button fast enough to catch this bottom right here. By the time I caught it, it was already like up towards the 70 mark. And I was like, good God, it was just so fast. And you could see, obviously, we dropped down about 30%, but from the bottom to where we're at right now, we've regained about 20%, right? So there was a massive drop. And, this was not for just Milady. This was across the board. Obviously, I have Bitcoin. This is zoomed out. I wanted to point out some things, but you know what? We're going to look at Bitcoin in depth right now real quick, just because obviously we saw Bitcoin just really make this massive move. And it went from, let me see here. So if you really look at Bitcoin, it really didn't actually make this big of a move. I think it was just because it was so sudden. Bitcoin dropped, 2%. Dropped 2%, but I think it was just because it was so sudden. It was such a sudden move that it just spooked the whole market. And I'm going to look at something real quick because this kind of like blows my mind. I felt like the drop was so much bigger, right? So really, real quick, looking at Bitcoin, I do want to point out a couple of things. I do see, so this bull flag that we have forming, or that is formed, is still in play. It's still in play even with these big swings that we've had, right? And really, if you see, this move today is not out of the norm. It really isn't. I think it just caught a lot of people, a lot of investors off guard. So you saw a lot of projects react, negatively. Now you're going to see Milady. Milady's going to take a bigger drop, and it's also going to move a lot faster up just because of the fact that the market cap is so small. And speaking of that, right now, Milady's market cap sitting at around $53 million, down 18%. So you can see whenever Bitcoin can make a quick 2% move, even if it's towards the up or the down, you're going to see the smaller players with the smaller market caps make even bigger moves. And this kind of leads to what we've been saying. Imagine when Bitcoin starts making these crazy moves and we're up $50,000, $60,000, right? Just imagine what Milady's capable of doing. You saw how this thing dramatically moved over a 2% drop for Bitcoin. Imagine when Bitcoin jumps up 20% in a day, what Milady's going to do. This thing has the capabilities of really making some massive moves. Now, this can also, like we saw today, can be towards the downside as well. This thing can move up and move down with a blink of an eye. But me personally, I was not upset. I saw the drop. Obviously, you don't want to see your portfolios down 30%, right? But you guys, I'm pretty sure most of everybody here is here for the long haul, right? And something like what we saw today was just an awesome opportunity, honestly, to just grab some more Milady at a fraction of the price. I was able to grab Milady actually at a cheaper price than I was holding, So I honestly am happy, right? And then especially I caught it. I didn't catch all the way down here when it dropped to the 60, but I was able to finally finalize that buy somewhere around the 68, 70 mark. Right, and it's still, it moved up another 10% after I even bought in. So, it is what it is. As far as this drop, I just take it and I run with it, and like I said, I just keep dollar cost averaging in and adding to my bag. Right, just keep adding to my bag. So, again, what I was saying for Milady particularly, down 17% as far as market cap. Right, down to $54 million, but you can see we are slowly trying to trickle back up. We'll have to see how the market actually plays out. So as far as the big exchanges, it looks like for today, Gate.io is going to be holding the top rank as far as volume. So we can blame whoever's trading on Gate.io for selling off massively, right? I'm just kidding. And let's look here. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the buys and the sells. We're going to see, look at, so remember yesterday, the buys were at about 54%. The sells were about 45%, right? It wasn't exactly right there, but it was basically the buys were still above the sells. Look at today. Today, the buys are at about 5.75%, and the sells are almost at 95% of the volume. So that just shows you what kind of day it was for today. We saw massive, massive sell-offs for today. Believe it or not, I think yesterday we were sitting at around $70 million market cap. And today we're at, like I said, about $54 million. So we saw about a $16 million drop as far as market cap for Milady alone. Now, remember, if you're just coming in, this wasn't a Milady thing. This was a whole market thing. We saw Bitcoin take a massive drop today. Bitcoin took a massive drop for Bitcoin. A 2-3% move instantly for Bitcoin is a massive move, right? I mean, you saw it drop down when it was really down today. It was down $1,700, and within like an hour, it just literally just dropped off the face of the earth. Which leads me to what I'm getting to is I think right now we have so much stuff lined up as far as the plus side for Bitcoin and the crypto market coming into 2024. But we're not really seeing the price action reflecting it, right? It is good that we're sitting above 40,000. That's awesome, right? But we cannot seem to break that $45,000 mark. And you would think, looking back a few weeks ago, and you were looking ahead, you would say we're most likely going to be past 45,000 by the end of the year. Now that we're pretty much there at the end of the year, what do you guys think? You guys think we're going to be breaking 45,000? I mean, unless something changes in the next few days, which it definitely could. As of today, looking at it, it's going to be pretty rough us breaking that 45,000 mark, which is perfectly fine. But what I'm trying to get to is I feel like the market right now has a lot of manipulation going on, particularly for Bitcoin. There's a lot of manipulation right now for whatever reason. I don't know if we have the big players trying to manipulate the market so they can get in a little bit cheaper before this ETF approval and before we get into 2024. Maybe they missed the boat. The last 2 years they could have been buying Bitcoin, and now they're trying to get this market to drop. It could be a variety of things, right? But what I do know is some institute, whoever was holding a lot of Bitcoin, caused this drop today. And obviously after Bitcoin drops, it's going to kind of lead the rest of the market as well. So, don't be spooked. Don't be spooked, because these are people that are trying, or institutions that are trying to get you. Maybe you don't own Bitcoin particularly, but they're trying to get you spooked out of the market, right? Because they everybody can kind of see the writing on the wall. 2024 looks to be forming to a very bullish year. And, we have these dips that are forming, here and there, but who cares, because we're here for the long run, right? We're here for the long run, and that's why I take, like today, as a plus. I honestly take it as a plus, because I was one of the people that weren't so smart, that balled in at the bottom and then sold for a small profit, and watched this thing, Milady particularly, shoot up hundreds of percent. And I was like, man, I really, I'm mad at myself because I missed out. So now I'm happy, because I'm getting an opportunity for me to really add a nice bag. And I've been adding, like, each time I buy, I'm buying multiple billions at a time, right? So if I can get these 20-30% drops, I'm honestly very happy. And now I know we obviously don't want to see Milady go down whatsoever. And there is a point where it's like, I don't want to see Milady drop down, whatsoever. But you got to take the good with the bad, right? You got to take the good with the bad, and you kind of just got to go with it and look at it as this is a long-term play. Obviously, I'm not giving out financial advice, but this is a long-term play, my opinion. So I'm going to just keep adding every opportunity I get. Every opportunity I get, I'm going to keep adding, right? So catching up on the chat, if I did not see anything, welcome, guys. I thank you guys for coming today. Today's been a very dramatic day in the market, right? Right after the holidays, yesterday, the stream, we were really talking about, that we were anticipating a lot of volume coming in to the market today, but we weren't anticipating that it was going to be a big sell-off as far as volume, right? So Clayton, what's up, brothers? Finally caught the live. Howdy, feller. What's up, Marlon? How you doing, brother? Thank you so much for being here. And let's see here. I always try to pronounce your name. Is it Onzimelo? What's up, man? I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name, brother, but thank you so much for being here. And he said, I sold my other coins and bought all Milady that I could. I still have in faith, and you should, man, because you know what? Obviously, you do what's best for yourself, but like we say, Milady is a long-term play, and this could be a play where we say long-term, but we could see some all-time highs, in the next few months, next few weeks, or we could see a massive, volume coming into Milady. Obviously, the market's going to need to be doing well as well, but in the next few months or the next 6-8 months, so however you look as long-term, that's really not in the market. That's not long, right? So we could be looking at in the next year where Milady is getting up to those billion-dollar market caps that we've all been saying. So, but like I keep saying, these dips are opportunities for us to just keep adding on. So keep adding on. So awesome, Eller. I really think we probably made a good move there, right? So he's saying, I guess it is the bottom. We will get up and up again. Yeah, right? Well, if it's not, I always keep dry powder on the side so I can keep adding on, right? So let's see. Your captain said that Elon tweet, though. What did he say? He's talking about Milady. Let me see. 888. Oh, yeah. Did he say 888? Because isn't that coincidental? We'll have to look up. I'll look up Twitter here in a second. But 888, if that's the case, that's the total supply of the max supply and total supply of Milady. If that's really, bro, that's crazy. What if Elon starts really just putting out Milady tweets and stuff like that? Bro, that would be what we need as far as the bringing in the eyes, the interest into Milady. Dude, you guys, I'm telling you, I'm not just saying this. Do you guys comprehend when the volume and the hype builds up for Milady, how fast this thing is going to be spiking? We saw a small dose of it in the last few weeks, right? But this is going to be nothing compared to what's going to happen in this bull market. What's going to happen in this bull market is we're going to be looking down. Like I said yesterday, we're going to have to keep scrolling and scrolling down. And we're going to be looking back at this little era that we were in. This small little month, time frame that we're in, thinking that this was a big move, and it's going to be nothing compared to what's going to happen in this bull run. And if we can get Elon back on board, and he's tweeting about Milady, oh man, I'm letting it sink in now, Captain. I'm about to about to buy more right now, man. You're causing FOMO for me. So let's see here. So Eller said, I have, let me see here. Eller said, I'm missing, oh, did he delete it? I was reading your post, man. He said something about he had 26 billion, which is, that's a nice, considerable bag right there, man. What's up, Frank? How's everybody doing? If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like. I appreciate it. And if you're not already, you know what? I was looking at the statistics yesterday, and it said almost 90% of the viewers that are coming in are subscribed. That is awesome. I tip my hat to you guys. That's awesome. Really is. I always watch other channels, and I see a lot of the other people are saying like 30-40% of the people that watch their channels are only subscribed, and the fact that we're almost at 80% usually for people that are watching that are subscribed, that's awesome. But those other 20%, I got my eyes on you. You need to hit that subscribe button and hit the like while you're at it too. Just kidding. No, but I appreciate it. Now, so let's check out a couple things real quick. So again, the buys, sells right now, insane. Sells obviously have taken over that fight. We'll give it to them for right now. We'll give it to them. That's perfectly fine. They can sell their positions, and we'll keep adding to ours, right? As far as whale holdings, looks like as of the 23rd, everything's still the exact same. Investors kind of have gone up. You can see investors went up about 1 trillion, but the whales it's literally the same, 661 trillion. That's the same as it has been for the last few days. So as far as whales, they didn't eat up this dip. But you know what I am seeing is as of just 2 days ago, the whale wallets has gone up 4 wallets. Now I know that doesn't, 4 wallets, who cares, right? No, 4 wallets that are holding over $100,000 of Milady. So that right there is telling us that we're still on this track of this bullish run that even the whales are seeing coming, eventually, hopefully here coming up here in 2024, because the wallets are increasing, right? The whale holdings have been increasing, even though they haven't moved in the last few days. They haven't sold off, it hasn't gone down. That big sell-off was most likely, and it's delayed as of now, so we'll have to see maybe tomorrow or the next stream, the following day stream, we'll see if it was the whales. I mean, it most likely was maybe a good whale or two that probably sold some big positions, because you're not going to see a 30% drop, in a project unless some big holdings, sold off. But remember, we saw that 30% drop, but then we saw it was so fast. Like I said, I was literally looking at it and I was like, holy crap. I'm like trying to get everything set up, and I'm like literally trying to hit the buy. I'm like, why is it taking so long? And I'm sure the exchanges, if you guys remember back in the bull runs, when we would see some big price movement, the exchanges would they would freeze up or they would completely shut down. I'm talking about any exchange that you use would literally shut down because of the massive amount of just everybody at once going in and either buying or selling all at once, right? And I don't know if that was what was going on, but I'm like literally like, hurry up, please hurry up. And I'm watching the price. It went down and then I can see it start moving up. And I mean, it was like almost instantly where it made that drop and it literally jumped up 20%. Like it got ate up. That drop so fast. Now we didn't bounce back up to where we were sitting right before the drop, which is that's definitely going to happen. But you can see majority of the drop, at least 50% of it was ate up fast, very fast. So you can see that a lot of people are either waiting on the sidelines or they're just like me and they're just going to continue to DCA and wait for these opportunities to where they can buy in at a fraction of the price. So that's a good sign as well. So Eller was saying, sorry, I wrote wrong. I was saying that I have 26 billion Milady now, and I'm very happy. Nice. That's awesome, brother. 26 billion, that's a nice bag right there. Nice bag. James was saying, still here, Jazzy J in the house. We're on track. No worries, Milady. That's our girl. There you go, James. And Tony was saying, gotta hit the all-time. Let's see here. Gotta hit that all-time high and retest it. Don't worry, Tony. We are. Don't worry, we are. You know, like I was saying, I don't know if you guys just got in, but this wasn't just a Milady thing today. You know, I'd be a little bit spooked out if, you know, like the rest of the market's going crazy and Milady had this massive like drop right here, this candle. I would be a little bit like, man, I would want to find out exactly what particularly happened for Milady today. But it's so simple. Obviously, we don't know what exactly happened for Bitcoin and why it did that big sell-off, but Bitcoin caused the big sell-off. We, like I keep saying, we don't know why it exactly happened, and I'm sure maybe in the next few days we'll kind of, you know, all those internet detectives will find out, because they're on Etherscan looking it up, finding out what wallets are selling and what the hell is going on. The word will get out, right? But as of right now, you know, we don't really know exactly what caused that big sell-off for Bitcoin, and it basically, you know, caused the rest of the market to have a nice sell-off. Now, while I do have Bitcoin up, I am still mapping out, you know, where I think we're still in this channel, right? This channel, this looks like a big bull flag. If you look, we're looking at the last month. This has been like the last 4 weeks. And Bitcoin honestly looks like it is just trying to, you know, stay in this tunnel and possibly in the long term break out on this big bull flag that we've formed on the charts. Now, if that was the case, we're looking at probably jumping up towards $48,000 one of these days. It could be sometime in January. It could be right before January. Obviously, for something like that to happen, you're talking about a big influx of money, because that's probably like a solid 15% jump right there, right? We'll map it out. But for Bitcoin to move, that's actually a 12% move. So Bitcoin moving 12% might take a few days, but this is what I think is going to be playing out here when we start getting closer into January, or inside January, maybe that first or second week of January. Now, let's see here. So Marlon's asking, and I'm glad you brought it up, Marlon. We've been kind of mapping it out. Marlon's asking, is there any truth as far as Binance dropping Milady on their platform, and basically a Binance listing? And, you know, that's one thing that we've all been kind of waiting to find out. We've been hearing a lot of rumors. I was trying to dig around and look to see, because you can look on here on Coin Market Cap. Sorry, I was looking at something else. You can look on Coin Market Cap, and I actually clicked into Binance, and I was able to look at everything they're holding, right? Look at everything they're holding, and they, I didn't see anything as of yet them releasing that they hold Milady. Now, I don't know if what the rules are, if they have to, you know, release that before they list it on their exchange, or is that something that they were going to release after the fact, right? I wasn't on Etherscan particularly, but I was on Coin Market Cap, and you can go into, you know, all the big exchanges, and you can look up what they're holding. We did this yesterday on the live, where, remember, I was showing you that, like, particularly Gate.io and Bybit, where Bybit holds like 5 million, or I believe it was like $4 million of Milady, and Gate.io owns like $8 million of Milady, or something like that. They own big chunks of Milady, right? So I was kind of looking to see if maybe I could see if Binance or Coinbase see it through their wallets to see. But then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, if you're able to kind of see that information, that would be an early indicator, and you could obviously see what they're buying in before they're listing, and you'd have the upper hand. So I'm imagining that most likely you're not, that information's not released until after the fact, right? You're not going to be able to see exactly what they're holding on listings that they haven't released yet onto their exchange. But to answer your question, Marlon, as of now, I'm just like you and everybody else. We're really kind of, you know, just, it's all hearsay, you know, until they actually, you know, go through with the listing. So, but, you know, Milady has been building up, and if we start like, I believe it was, who was mentioning it earlier? I think it was, James, no, it wasn't James, it was Captain, was saying, you know, like Elon's starting to tweet certain things, you know, and imagine if Elon starts tweeting about Milady. Let's look up Elon's Twitter. I wonder if you have to do like Elon's Twitter or X. I guess you can look up his X. Come on, where is it at, bro? Remember the good old days, you could just put Elon Twitter. There it is. So let's see here. This guy has 170, almost 170 million followers. Holy crap. That's crazy. Right now, while we're looking, so we're looking on Elon's Twitter. Let me know if Captain where it is, but we're looking. Supposedly, he's been tweeting out some stuff like basically numbers like 888, and 888 actually is the exact max supply of Milady. So we're kind of looking to see if maybe there's some like encrypted messages that he's doing. He's done this before. Oh, here it is right here. X888. I wonder. Oh, I'm not replying. Seeing what these people are saying. I don't know. I don't necessarily see anything about Milady, but we'll see how that plays out. Honestly, I don't even think, like, if you can see, it's like, if it was just like 3/8, I'd be like, yo, yeah, we're in it. But he's putting out, you know, you can see it's like a series of like 6, 7, 8. So who knows? And you know, for Elon, he was getting a lot of just not trouble, but he was getting in a lot of stuff where there was issues because when he was like putting out Dogecoin tweets, they were basically saying that he was manipulating the market. So he has like kind of dulled down a lot of that stuff, and he does, if there's like anything he's interested in and he does post it, he will put it in like an encrypted message because he doesn't want it to directly, you know, dictate whatever the hell he's talking about and stuff like that, because the guy has so much influence on investors, and not just investors, but everybody out there. I mean, he's got 167 million followers on X. I mean, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. So let's just remap. So real quick, let's look at a couple other things. So Solana particularly. Solana's been going nuts, right? Yesterday made an all-time high, I believe, at around $125, and even Solana is having a rough day today. And you say rough, you know, it's still doing amazing, but it jumped up towards $126, and it did. Look at the drop for Solana. I mean, look at that dramatic red candle right there. It dropped all the way down to about 101 before it can find some support. And you can see it's almost the same thing like Milady, you know? Same thing. Milady is just, it's going to be different because Solana has a lot more volume and a lot more hype right now, you know? So you're going to see more of a faster recovery for a project that's like Solana, because this is the top mover of the month right here. So, but let's look at some other meme coins that have been doing great, and let's see how they're doing. So you guys remember Bunk? Oh my gosh, look at Bunk. You guys think it's over for Bunk? Look at this. This thing has dropped down towards almost to where it almost begun. You know, like look at this. Bunk is struggling. Definitely struggling. And you know what it is that the hype has really just dropped down for a lot of the meme coins. It has dropped down for a lot of the meme coins, but not for Milady. I'm telling you. See how short-lived that drop was? I mean, we're not out of the woods yet, but looks like we kind of want to get back into this channel right here. Remember last time we were in this channel, we saw this massive takeoff. Now, The moving averages, can't even look at the moving averages for today, right? Obviously, before this drop, you could see we were just hitting our head back on these moving averages, so you knew that it was most likely, and we talked about this yesterday, until we can form some solid candles above these moving averages, just like we saw previously when we saw this massive move up. We were getting confirmation. We were bouncing off that 50-day, and we got like 4 candles above it, and that was the confirmation where we really took off. Now it's kind of the opposite. We have some rebuilding to do, right? We've hit our head multiple times before this big drop, and I think even without Bitcoin, we were probably not going to have the best day today for Milady, right? If you can see, we were under all the moving averages, and we were just literally struggling to get above. It looked like we were about to break out right here. When I was watching that, I think this was this morning, and I saw the first candle, I saw the second candle, and I was like, oh, nice. I'm like, let's see here. And then that third candle broke right below it. And then the fourth candle came, and it broke right below it. And I was like, great, we're going to probably chop around in this. And we probably would have kind of stayed in this little channel right here around like the 8.5 to maybe around the 8.8, move right here in this tight range. But then you saw the whole market really just dramatically drop, and it didn't take much for us. We were already kind of on the brink of dropping. And again, like I keep telling you guys, for Milady, with the market cap being at around $50 million, it does not take much for us to move up, and it does not take much for us to move down. So that's how it is. You're going to have these big, big swings for a project like Milady right now, just because of the market cap being so small. But as we start building up, and let's say we get up towards like that $500 million mark, these moves will be a lot smaller, where we won't have a 17% drop. We'll have more of a 8 or 9% drop, right? Because we have such a big solid foundation with the market cap that if we see a $10 million sell-off, it won't affect the actual price action as much as it does right now. But right now, like I said, I actually like that because we can see these dramatic drops. They're very short-lived, and you have opportunity to continue to buy in. Let's look right here on Milady's Twitter, and let's see. So 43 minutes ago, someone's very bearish, saying there's a bigger drop incoming. We'll have to see. 2 hours ago, I'm bullish. Let's see here. 2 hours ago, I'm bullish on Lady. So they posted an article about Milady's meme coin, Lady's trending token with potential. And I know this is very small, but I'm going to read it. It says Milady's meme coin market cap is about 80 million. This was as of yesterday. And might seem modest, but its engagement with the niche communities suggests room for explosive growth. Nice. Now, let's see here, about 4 hours. And you're getting to about 4 hours ago. This is like right before the drop. So a lot of these people didn't understand that this was probably occurring. But time to go all in. This might be your last chance to grab billions and billions on the cheap price. And you know what? I think even after this drop, this tweet right here, it hits even better, right? Because now you have even more of an opportunity to buy those billions. Right now, a billion, I think, costs like around $73 versus, paying hundreds of dollars for billions. And when we get up to that market cap, like we're saying, 1 billion, remember, we're about $73 for 1 billion right now. This is going to be something we're going to continue to watch, because remember, as the market cap shoots up, let's say the market cap gets up to 500 million, that's going to be a 10x, which means it's $73 right now. When we get up to 500 million, it's going to be $730 for 1 billion, right? So let that sink in. Right now, we're getting awesome opportunity, an awesome opportunity to just continue to DCA. It's not our time yet. It's not our time yet. Now, catching up, let's see here. I appreciate Anayo, if I pronounce that correctly. I thank you so much, man. And Frank was saying, what else could he be trying to say about the 8s? Who knows? That's what I'm saying. That guy, who knows? The guy builds rockets and going to Mars and stuff like that. Who knows what he's actually saying, right? Now, I will say, now that I'm looking, not just the 888, but we also have 888-00, 888-00, 88. I wonder if they obviously did that on purpose, right? Do it, that max supply. Let's go back to his tweet. And let's see here. But there's 888s and 1s. You know, if it was like 888s and 0s, I'd be a little bit more like, all right. But it's 888s and 1s. I don't know. It's a prime with 1,800 digits. What does he mean? What does he mean, guys? Guys, so tricky. So tricky. Sneak doesn't look bad. This thing is still rallying. Still looking great. I believe this is on the Solana network, Solana, network. So this thing's obviously going to continue to run with Solana as long as Solana's moving. So Captain Crypto said 8 is that number, brother. All right, well, let's go with it. So Elon's tweeting about Milady, right? Spread the word. Elon's tweeting about Milady. This thing is going to freaking go off. Milady's going up to $100 billion. $100 billion, guys. That's what's going to happen. Bro, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying who knows what he's talking about right now. I wish there was a little bit more clarification. But I hope, right? We all hope that's what he's talking about. Because if that's the case, then my gosh. If we knew that, I'd be buying by the 10 millions at a time. Or 10 billions, I mean, of Milady at a time, right? If not, probably just go crazy and buy like 100 billion. I saw someone post a comment on yesterday's stream, and this guy that comes in periodically, his name is like Super or something, and he claims that he has 100 billion as of right now, 100 billion Milady, and that he's trying to get up to 1 trillion, which I'm not saying it's not true. That'd be awesome, right? I think if you get up to who knows, as far as I don't know what the value of a trillion Milady right now, but I'm willing to guess that it's around $73,000. So think about that. That would be almost, because CoinMarketCap considers a whale wallet to be 100,000 or more. So I guess a trillion as of right now wouldn't necessarily put you over that threshold of being a whale. But in my eyes, you're a whale, right? $73,000 of Milady having 1 trillion. And then that's while it's down. Imagine as we keep moving up, the amount that you're going to have 100,000 is going to go down, right? Right now, it's about 1.3 trillion, probably roughly around, to have about 100,000. Imagine when the market cap gets up to 100 million and it doubles, right? That means you're only going to need about 750 billion to be a whale. And as it goes up, you can keep doing the math. It's the amount that you can hold to be considered a whale is actually going to start going down, because per Milady is going to be going up in price and value. So, but just getting back, all in all, I'm not spooked out about what's going on with the market. We have some big things ahead of us as far as in the crypto market, and I think that's what we just need to focus on. The big things, we're going to have these swing moves, right? Today's actual move wasn't even that big of a dramatic move compared to some of these other swings, right? And this is in the last like 4 or 5 weeks. But, it seems we always kind of forget about these big dramatic moves down and only want to remember about the big moves up. But it all comes with the territory. But I don't think it's anything to really worry about, because 2024 is setting up to be a very, very, very bullish year. And I think that Milady is going to have an outstanding year. And things that like today just give me opportunity to continue to add on, because you guys know you can never have enough of whatever projects you believe in, right? You can never have enough. Yeah, and Frank was saying that's exactly what I was saying. He has to be vague. Like, he can't be very direct. Milady, like even when he posted the NFT, he never said anything about Milady. He just posted the NFT of Milady, right? Now, that's one thing that I will say is, like, he has already tweeted technically about Milady, literally about Milady. So I wouldn't throw it out of the realm that he could be possibly having some kind of correlation with the market cap of Milady and, what he's tweeting as far as, today with all the eights. I wouldn't throw it out, saying that that's not true. It very much could be possible because we already see that he's already done it before. He's already posted literally a Milady NFT. And you saw Milady went insane when he did that. The amount of volume I was looking when that happened was, and we can actually look it up, was like at $200 million volume when he posted that. Let's see here. So when he shot up the top, it's hard to catch it. The volume was at at the top. The volume when it went up, my mouse would stay, there it is. The volume for 24 hours when he tweeted that, Elon, this was on 5/11, was $189 million. $189 million. Just take that in. Imagine, if he really starts talking or maybe just putting out indirect, tweets about Milady, the amount of exposure that's going to come into Milady. At the end of the day, I really don't think Milady necessarily needs Elon, but we'll take it, right? We'll definitely take it. I think Milady is just building up on its own. All this right here was Elon. All this right here was Milady. It was all Milady, right? And I think, we'll take, his posts and any exposure that we can get on Milady. Whatever we can get, because we want the word to get out there, and that's the best way. Someone that has almost 200 million followers, for them to, just bring it to the light for a bunch of people that probably don't even know anything about Milady, or they've kind of just wrote it off already. Maybe they jumped in and jumped out, We'll take it all day. But we want it to naturally build up itself, and we want it naturally to, just be on its own, that's what's been happening for Milady. That's definitely what's been happening for Milady. So, looking at the volume, it's down about 2.5%, which is crazy because it's up from yesterday. I believe we weren't at $80 billion volume yesterday. So, but volume technically says it's down. Bitcoin dominance is still at around 50.4. So, Bitcoin dominance has gone down in the last few weeks. It was at about 51.5, and now it's at about 50.4, which means a lot of people are still just keeping their money, and obviously they'll always keep it in Bitcoin, but half the market is in altcoins, and I think as we get into 2024, we're going to see there's going to be a big shift. When the ETF gets dropped, you're going to see Bitcoin dominance shoot up. We're probably going to see an all-time high of dominance for Bitcoin, somewhere around 52, 53%, right? But I think as it smooths itself out and, the hype kind of draws itself kind of down, maybe a few weeks after, you'll see the Bitcoin dominance start to, get back down towards that 50%. And you'll see a lot of money flowing into the altcoins because obviously if Bitcoin's dominant goes up to 54%, and we're seeing a lot of people coming in and buying, Bitcoin's price is going to be reflecting that. Bitcoin's price is probably going to be up there around 50,000, if not more, right? And I think as the ETF kind of slowly dwindles down, the money's not going to be leaving the market, but you'll have a lot of investors basically wanting to look for that next big project that maybe is not getting the exposure, and they can maybe buy in at a low price, right? And that's where you'll see altcoin season start to form. And that's when when altcoin season really takes effect, that's when you'll see some of these meme coins that have been building, like Milady, start going crazy. And that's when I think we'll be in around mid 2024, and Milady is going to be probably by that time, I would say most likely at least double, if not 3 times where we're at right now. As far as, maybe we'll say market cap. Market cap's at around 50 million. We'll say Milady's probably going to be somewhere around $150 million market cap. Probably around anywhere from the first going into the second quarter is what I see. Now, as we continue and we build up that hype, that's when we're going to start seeing some big 30, 40, 50% moves in just a day. And you're talking market cap getting up to 200, 300 million and climbing from there. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like. Hit the like right now. 27 people in here. Hit the like. Make sure you guys are subscribed as well. Let's see here. Now, anything else? Anybody want to check out any altcoins? Any other movers that I do not see that's going on today? Anything? Because this is just the top 100. Obviously, for today, everything's kind of just sitting still, or things are a little bit down, right? Is there anything that you guys see that's been moving? Any meme coins? Anything small market cap? Let us know right now. And Mark was saying maybe the NFT means Milady will be more than a meme. Well, that's another thing that I've always been saying. You know, a lot when Dogecoin and Shiba came out, right? They didn't have anything. Dogecoin and Shiba were 100% just hype. There was nothing to their projects. They were just a project that had coins in circulation. There was absolutely no utility. There was nothing backing. It was just strictly hype, right? And you can see for Milady actually started off as an NFT, and a good NFT line. It's relatively popular out there. Given NFTs right now are still having kickback in, but imagine what the NFTs are going to be doing when we get into a bull market and everybody's paying, people are paying $2 million for Bored Apes again and stuff like that. Milady's NFTs will probably explode as well. And that's something that people were talking about when Milady was up the other day, probably a few weeks ago. Someone was bringing it to my attention that the NFTs were exploding in price as well. Like the floor price was just exploding up. And that's kind of how it goes. They go parallel to each other. The price will kind of be moving for Milady, or the other way. The NFTs will start exploding and the price will kind of be moving with it. You'll usually, same thing, you'll see the volume for the NFTs, people buying or selling, the volume will go up, and the same thing for the coin, for the NFT, for the Lady's coin. And that's what I'm getting to, is at least Lady's has, something solid behind it. It has a solid NFT line. Now, when Doge and Shiba were established, they basically, after they were able to build a massive following and market cap, then you started seeing Dogecoin really trying to be more than a meme coin, right? They were trying to form some kind of utility. I remember the owner for Mavericks, the guy that was on Shark Tanks, I believe. I forgot his name, but he owns the Mavericks. He was implementing where you can buy tickets with Doge, right? And Doge, that was just small, little thing, but you could see little things like that were happening for Doge because of the exposure and the hype. They were trying to be something else. And Shiba has its own little ecosystem. It's really, I don't really hear much about it as of now, but they've all formed to be something where they're trying to be something more than just that meme coin that doesn't have anything as far as backing what their project's doing. Now, Ladies came out and they actually were NFT before they even had any kind of a coin. You could see Ladies most likely down the road when we're up, $1 billion, $2 billion, them trying to form some kind of an ecosystem that'll probably be intertwined with their NFT line. And that's pretty interesting that, that we could see something like that form down the road for Milady, right? Now, let's see here. Couple people were asking, so Bake is up 200% on the day. Is Bake... Let me see if they have it on TradingView. If not, we can look it up on Dex. Oh, Bake. Nice. This looks very, very bullish. Very, very bullish. You can see the, obviously right here is going to be your 200-day. This thing's been just going parallel with this 200-day, but you can see the SMA moving averages are just pointing straight up, and they're obviously running parallel as well. You can see right here, so how these moving averages, you can see how it broke the moving average right here. This is just a 20-day, but it broke it, hit its head on it a couple times, and you saw like a little sell-off, but bouncing down towards this 50 or 100-day moving average right here, you can see it bounced right off of it and really just continued this move up. Bake looks very, very bullish, pointing towards the sky, right? Up and right is where you want them to go, right? and even just forming some kind of a fib retracement on this, you can see that this thing is just basically just making new highs and new highs and new highs, right? If I was to sit on the sideline, if I was sitting on the sideline and I haven't bought in, I obviously would. It would be, a hard decision. Do I buy in right now and hope that this wave continues, or do I kind of wait and see if maybe we can catch it on some kind of a cool off, right? So the things I would be monitoring is really these moving averages. As long as it's staying above this 20-day, because the 20-day is going to be the moving average that's going to just basically go hand in hand with the price action, right? So as long as it's staying above this 20-day, which right now currently is around 84 cents, the actual price is around 88 cents. So it's definitely above that 20 days. So I wouldn't be surprised that it just continues to move up, right? But if you see that it comes down and it basically breaks the 20-day moving average, that's when I would kind of be monitoring to see where is it going to bounce, right? Are we going to have a bounce maybe at the 50-day, the 100-day, or the 200-day SMA? Most likely, looking at the previous drops, you can see when it broke that 20-day moving average right here, it bounced kind of basically, we'll say right here on this, it caught back up to the 20-day. You can see it caught back up to the 20-day after it had a sell-off, and it kind of needed confirmation to bounce above the 20-day again. So with that being said, really just looking at the price action for this, it's hard to really predict, like I said, because this thing just continues to make highs. But if I was looking for some solid foundation for some support, 82 cents, down here at the 236 at around 72 cents, those would be the two spots that if we do have a nice cool off, it's most likely going to drop down to those levels that it previously had for resistance. You can see it hit its head multiple times right here around the 236. Multiple times it actually hit it before it had the breakout. So I'd be looking out for that 73 cents or somewhere around this 82 cent mark. In between there would probably be a solid spot for some buy-ins or adding to my bag. Other than that, let's see here, Corgi AI. Corgi AI has been another one that we've been watching that has just been going bonkers, right? So Corgi AI has had a nice retracement though. You can see we did have a nice retracement on Corgi AI. We did make some kind of a quick all-time high right here at the 35, 36. We are currently sitting at the 26. And you can see, let's see here. So since we made, that was a dramatic candle. You can see, and I called this for Corgi, because Corgi is up so much in the last few months that I said eventually, we don't know where. Because when these things are just making new highs, this is all new highs. This is all new territory. You can't map it out and say, all right, well, this is where it previously had resistance. These things are just going to continue to move until one enormous sell is usually what sparks it. And you can see this enormous red candle. Someone or some institution, whoever had Corgi, finally sold off. It hit their spot where they were up so much, or they were wherever they were at, they were comfortable with their earnings. They sold off, and you could see this thing basically sold off real fast, dropped down to the 16. That right there was like a 50% candle right there off of Corgi, a 47% candle sell off. But you can see it easily was bought up, and it kind of started moving. It started wanting to move back up. Now I think Corgi is getting to a spot where every project eventually gets to, where it gets to just these crazy highs. It's moved up so much that you're gonna see, I think, Corgi probably start retracing a little bit. What I think, this thing could easily go on for another move, but I think it's gonna start retracing eventually. Now, if we are to look to see where a retracement would probably drop down to, if it was a dramatic move, we're probably looking back towards this 16 where we've previously hit this was a previous all-time high right here, and you can see we actually hit it multiple times, right? This right here where this blue line is, the 16.23 to be exact, is going to be a pivotal spot for some support if we do have a massive sell-off. Other than that, you could always map right here where it previously went down to towards the 19 would be probably another spot that's going to be the first sign of some support if we do see a retracement. But for Corgi is one of those things for myself where I missed the boat, and I'm just so cautious to buy in because this thing is just up so much. The market cap has shot up. It's at $700 million, right? For a DeFi project, that is a massive, massive move. It really is. All right, and Rawls coming through with the two bones. I appreciate that. I thank you so much, Rawls. Let me know if there's anything you want to look at, brother. We will definitely take some time and we'll look at any projects you definitely want to check out. But I appreciate you being here, and thank you so much for supporting the channel with that super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. And Eller was saying, good thing to think is Milady. Milady has a chance to get some king of utility. What is necessary? So the first thing I would say as far as like utility for a project like Milady, I would honestly say first is some kind of like a staking. You know, you have a lot of people holding big bags. Some kind of a staking mechanism would be awesome, where you can basically stake your Milady for, let's say, 3 months, right? You can't touch it, can't pull it out, but you're making back whatever they think is the proper amount, right? You're making back, let's just say 5%, you know, APY for your staking. Something like that would be a plus in the right direction, I think, because then it would encourage people to hold. You know, you're going to be making off of your holdings that's holding, and it will kind of prevent, you know, a lot of people to sell off if we have days like today where, you know, there was a 20% drop. A lot of people will have their stuff in staking, so it'll kind of prevent that from occurring, right? And it'll kind of help the price just steadily move up, is what I think. That's why a lot of projects implement staking. Also, another thing would be we have staking. Who knows? Maybe something that has to do with, like I was saying before, their NFTs. You know, like maybe you get to a certain level where you hold 100 billion and you get like a rare NFT on their line. You know, something like that, and that's has a nice floor as far as price for the NFT. Something like that, I think, would also be great, because you have to think, like, right now, Milady's an NFT line, right? So what would they really be able to implement as far as utility? Are they going to form, is it going to be some layer one? You know, I think the market has plenty of layer ones right now. I don't think we need anything like that. I don't think it needs to be its own ecosystem or anything like that. I think it needs to have something that's really going with their NFT line. And as we get into a bull market, I think the NFTs are going to start building back up. And I think that's what we're getting to, is that Milady is just right now is just in that evolving stage where we're just building. We're just building, and we're going to get to this bull market, and all that building is going to pay off. It really is, because their NFTs are going to be going crazy. You know, imagine if their NFTs right now, I don't know what they exactly go for, but imagine if they start getting floor prices where they're like 100,000 for just your average Milady NFT, and some of them get up to like millions of dollars. Do you understand the price action for the Milady meme coin? What this thing's going to be doing? It's going to be insane. Then you throw in, you know, just that the hype behind, you know, the project from, you know, their NFTs blowing up so well, you know, little things like that. They're slowly building. And what's awesome is that they've been building during a bear market, you know, and we're finally getting out of that bear market. And I think everything is going to kind of play itself out when we get into this bull market. Really do. I think that Milady is going to be a major meme coin in this next bull market. I really do. Again, like I said, market cap is so small. $54 million. Go and look at a lot of projects that are worth $54 million. They're like projects that are just like down and out. They're projects that are not listed on major exchanges, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But go and look up the top meme coins as far as like hype and publicity. Milady's there, but it's got the lowest market cap. You even look at like these projects like Corgi. That's, you know, a crazy project, but the market cap is at $700 million, you know? And you look at some of these other projects like Bonk that's at $1 billion, and you look at the old school meme coins like Doge and Shiba, they're at billions of dollars. So imagine when people are looking for that next hot meme coin, Milady's already been building, and our market cap is a fraction of what everything else around us is. So this thing has nothing but a potential to skyrocket and just do crazy returns. Oh, and Eller, that was what I was going to mention too. I got lost in the thought, but a burn mechanism too, just like Shiba does, like something like that on the back end. People that are using Milady maybe to buy NFTs or whatever the case is, has some kind of a burn mechanism behind it as well. That's another thing that would probably be implemented as far as some kind of utility for Milady to kind of just start burning off that max supply, down the road. But you got to remember, we have 880 trillion, 888 trillion. So, them burning off 1 million a day, it will be a plus, but it won't even touch really what's in circulating right now. So, all that's good. The number one thing that's going to move Milady is the exposure and the hype. That is what moves meme coins. All the other stuff can come down the road. If Milady wants to turn into the next Bitcoin, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? But that won't come unless the market cap is up there and the exposure's up there, and the hype has built. And that's what we need at the end of the day. That's what we need for Milady, and that's what's going to be coming for Milady. Exactly that. All right, so real quick, just a quick recap. Today we did see a nice dramatic drop, right? Wasn't just for Milady, but Milady got hit even harder just because of what I was just saying. The market cap is so small. You're going to see these dramatic moves, right? But it was quickly ate up, not all the way, but at least 50% of it, because we can see this drop was about 29%, right? 29% drop. But you can see from the bottom of where we bottomed out and found that support to where we're at right now, we're up 21%. So that drop got eaten up. And what tells me that is that a lot of people are still just sitting on the sides and they're dollar cost averaging in, or they're waiting for these good drops to buy in, right? So that was a good plus for this little drop, that we at least we're not dropped and we're sitting there. It got eaten up so fast that when I witnessed it live, I'm trying to buy in and I couldn't even click the buy wouldn't go in fast enough because there was so much going on with that drop and so many people were trying to eat that drop up. So in my eyes, that is definitely a plus. Now, other than that, Bitcoin had a considerable drop, but it looks like it's really starting to rebound. Like I said, we most likely are going to be doing. Bitcoin saw the drop, but it's rebounding. We're back up to around 42,500. We're still in play for this bull flag, for this massive bull flag to really play out eventually. And I think when it does and it's all said and done, we're probably going to be looking at a big explosive move for Bitcoin, somewhere around $48,000. But until that happens, we're going to see these big swings. What happened today, was some kind of manipulation for the whole market. And unfortunately, you saw it for Milady. But like we were saying, take it with, take the goods with the bad and not financial advice. But, if you guys think long-term for this project like I do and all of us do, we're going to just continue to take these drops and we're going to keep dollar cost averaging in and we're going to keep adding to our bag because we know what the future is going to bring for Milady. Milady is going to be a big player in this meme coin space. So other than that, guys, I'm going to pretty much leave it there. We'll monitor the markets. If something happens dramatic tonight, I will come out with another live. But for right now, we're sitting where we're at. So we'll leave it there. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like and hit that subscribe. Help the channel out. Rawls, again, I appreciate that super chat. I thank you so much. Thank you everybody that was here and everybody that's watching this later on. I appreciate all the support for the channel. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. Have a good night. If I don't see you later on, I will be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be back on schedule around 6 p.m. evening time, Eastern Standard, as far as the stream. So other than that,